Hi guys, now we are going to introduce one of the greatest leaders of the aesthetic movement, the most discussed dandy of the last decade. Here we are with Oscar Wilde. Mr. Wilde, you seem to have the look of a lonely man. What do you do now? And have you definitely moved from England?
I spent some time in England after my release, but I felt like I was stuck in a limbo, so I decided to move away.
Gross indecency. You know that nowadays is one of the most important defense.
Defaming is even for a woman talking about sex matters with her own husband. I'm barely surprised.
When the great Oscar Wilde was put in jail, the public opinion split into two. Those who had proof of his dissolution and those who were astonished at this.
Indeed, the dandy, the charming man has come to an end. If someone had told me, I wouldn't have believed. I expected a scandal, I was astonished too.
Newspapers and journals reported that the main accusation came by
By the very father of my lover? Well, I think it's enough.
So, the reading jail, an experience of life not just as negative as someone supposed, isn't it?
Pardon, shall I describe it as an afternoon tea? It could take a while to turn the worst moment of your life into a teaching.
Well, Mr. Wilde, I wouldn't ask anything like this, but I'd like to know something about the moral of the ballad.
So, basically, there's no distinction in talking about a ballad or talking about real events, because the ballad is just a literary transposition of what I experienced in life.
And this inspiration comes from something particular, or?
I clearly remember a day. I was called out with other detainees to assist a trial to a man accused of murder. Then I was asking for this man's fault, and another prisoner told me in the most egregious way. He said that fellow's got to swing.
Those words shocked me. They were so cruel.
If he was a murderer, why feeling sorrow for him?
I was not just justifying the crime. I think that the man is more like a martyr. He was dying, he was physically dying for a crime that each man commits.
Which is the sense of the word crime?
Well, as you meet in the ballad, and I suppose you read it, you come to a point which turns around a sentence. Each man kills the thing he loves. This is the crime I was talking about.
And are you more inclined in despising or criticizing the society you live?
Okay, I suppose I can condemn a man for his mind closure. I'll give you an example. Just imagine you are in a room with 100 people who just pretend to talk each other, but they are talking to themselves. So this is exactly like this strange compromise I've never understood. It's a critic.
And if we now consider your evolution as author, your past work as a leader of the aesthetic ideals, you showed a tendency to materialism. But in the ballad of Reading Jail, clearly exposes a critic to the role of the English church. What did you expect from the church? Which lack are more evident?
A lack? Better if you say a dearth. I saw no church while that man was being hanged, neither a chaplain to concede a last prayer.
We didn't talk about the state. What do you condemn of its function?
As I said before, for the church in my ballads, the indifference is the same. Indifferent is the church against the human pains, the human sins, and indifferent is the state on the same condition. of man.
I'd like to thank you for your presence and to thank to the audience. See you next time.